Hey there, wellness family. Peter Gordon here. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video, which is titled Your Partner is Not a Mind Reader. So as always, if this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so very much. If this is your multiple visits back, thank you so much as well. I would like you to do me a tiny favor if you would. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, comment on this video, like it, and also hit that notification bell to make sure you're notified each Thursday when I post a brand new video. So let's get into the heart of today's topic, which is your partner is not a mind reader. But before I do that, I want to mention two things. Number one, when I make videos like this, I'm often going to be sharing my personal experiences. It is then my hope that you'll be able to draw some parallels between your experiences and mine and be able to make some profound changes in your life or continue to do the amazing things that you're currently doing. Number two, in this video, you hear me say partner. And what I mean by partner, I'm referring to your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, essentially about relationships. So now that we've got that out the way, let's get into the heart of today's topic. So when I began to conceptualize this video in my head, I thought back to a particular experience. And I want to share that experience with you because I believe it is very relevant to this topic and it will help me to convey what I'm trying to show to you. Now, maybe about I think in 2015, late 2015, my mother suffered a heart attack. And essentially she almost died. So she went through a triple bypass, came out of that. It was a very, very stressful time for all of us. And on top of that, I had a brand new baby. At the time I was married and I had my first child, brand new baby, dealing with the struggles of fatherhood, not sure where I fit in, all that good stuff. And then 7 months later, my sister passed away. And so as you can imagine, very, very, very stressful time for me. And there was a particular point where, to be honest with you, I had some resentment towards my ex-wife because in my mind, she didn't seem to check on me. She didn't seem to ask if I was okay. And in a lot of ways, I sort of built up quiet resentment, if you will. Now, here's the unfortunate thing about that. The truth is, she had her own worries. She was a brand new mom. And she was contending with her husband that wasn't telling her that he's struggling, you see. So in effect, I thought that my wife should be able to pick up that I was struggling when in fact she's not a mind reader. It was my job to go up to her and say, hey, I know you've got a lot of things going on, but I just want to share that I'm struggling and I need your help. So in effect, I blamed her for not checking on me when the truth is she's not a mind reader. And I should have said something. So what is the moral of that story? Really, really simple. We cannot expect our partners or loved ones to know everything that's going on with us. We can't expect them to know when we're sad. We can't expect them to know when we're happy. We cannot expect them to always know when we're mad at them. You see, we have to be willing to share, to open up and to talk candidly and say, hey, this is bothering me, or I feel like we could make this change here. We cannot expect them to read our minds. If we keep sending what I call meta messages, eventually they're going to miss something, and then you in turn are going to build up some resentment because you're thinking they're not hearing what you're saying or they're not feeling what you're feeling, when in reality, you have to be willing to share with them. And here's the kicker. It does not matter how long you've been together. It does not matter. Because eventually someone is going to miss something if someone doesn't open up and share what they are feeling or not feeling. So let's say you have difficulty sharing. There are a couple of things you can do. For some, I would say write down things that are bothering you, things you're thinking about, and write them down in a very calm, cool fashion and share them with your partner if you have issues with vocalizing your feelings. That's one way of doing it. The other way you can share better with your partner is go to counseling. And here's what I tell people. Go to counseling at least once a year, even if everything is going fine. Because here's the reality. Again, we're going to miss things because many of us don't share well. So when you go to counseling, what you have is a safe space where you both can open up and have a mediator kind of help you convey your thoughts better to your partner. That's one way of being able to share with your partner better. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you that there are situations where you'll be the partner. Maybe you're in that right now. Maybe you've experienced it in the past. And it's this, where you feel you just cannot share with that person. Either A, they're not going to listen to you because that's who they are, or B, you feel like they'll judge you if you bring something to them. If you're in that situation, what I'm going to tell you is this. Unfortunately, your relationship lacks intimacy. And when your relationship lacks intimacy, you don't have a safe space where you can actually convey your thoughts to your partner. And the reality is those relationships often don't work. Can they be fixed? Absolutely. But you have to want to fix them. And really the best way to do it is through therapy, in my opinion. But again, you have to be intentional about wanting to fix that part of your relationship, because ultimately you're going to implode and you're going to make a decision where you just walk away. That's what happened in my marriage, because we both missed each other. When in reality, all we had to do was take a step back and say, hey, I want to tell you this, or I want to tell you that. And that's how life works sometimes. So what I want you to do is to not go down that road. So again, your partner is not a mind reader. You have to be willing to share things with them. If you have difficulty doing it, write it down, share it. Or go to therapy, get that safe space, all right? So I hope this all makes sense to you, and I hope your relationships last long and are fruitful and bountiful, all that good stuff. In the meantime, family, stay well.